I'm curious, how has AI adoption in your business, how has that affected projects, your scope of work, what you're able to do? Give us a little bit inside baseball there.
Yeah, it's really, I would say, helped our business in some ways. Before to do renderings or high quality graphics, you used to have to farm that out to firms in India, and you'd do it overnight, and they would kind of grind all night, and you'd get an image the next day, and you'd pay $400 or $500 per image. We can do all that through AI, and we can do it in seconds. So we can plug in the inputs, and within seconds we get an output that's remarkably good and getting better. The graphics, the artistic graphics have gone really well, and I think it's going to wane itself into the actual technical drawings. It's not quite there yet, but I think it's going to help with that too. But that being said, we had asked this question many times in our firm: is what are the limitations of AI, and what can we do that AI can? And that is, you can't build a campfire, and it can't have an outdoor dinner. It can't build a front porch. It can't think about um, the tenants that I think there's a huge inflection point going on with the market and what they want. And I think with it reflects on what kind of homes they were buying, and the stock we have in the current market is not there. So people do want smaller scale. The kind of vacations they're taking now, they don't want to go spend, $20,000 with Disney cruises. I mean, some do still, but there's a lot of people that really are focused on their wellness and mental and physical wellness. So they're willing to spend a lot of money. So like the whole hospitality market is shifting, and the numbers are really alarming in a good way that, the money is shifting to the hospitality front at alarming rates from a wellness perspective and what they're spending on it. So if you can get on a track that focuses on things that AI can't do, um, I think there's opportunity. I think that's the track we're trying to run on right now. And I think it's been somewhat helpful, because we're producing things that I don't think AI can, and won't be for a long time.
As you're talking there, I get the sense of like you are designing around the human experience or like creating environments for people to have human experiences that are going to be meaningful to them, that are meaningful to you and your company, but meaningful to other people. And AI is never going to really understand what that is, right? They can draw up and render a whole bunch of stuff, but you're the design aspect of like, hey, it's got to be an environment that experiences can occur, such as the ones you want to facilitate. So that's where the aha moment, as I was talking, and be like, that's what you bring to the formula, is knowing how people want to, maybe look and feel in an environment. As you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of the sense that I get from what you're
Well, there's a
saying there.
tactile, I mean, that you can be intellectually stimulated by AI, and you can be satisfied visually. So it does check off that one sense of intellectual kind of visual stimulation. Or running your hands over a piece of old wood or tile, what you smell, what you hear, all those things are the five senses that architecture, I think, if done right, stimulate. AI can't produce that holistic kind of experience, and it's nothing new. It's something that Americans or humans throughout their course of, generations have always gravitated toward. But when all of your five senses are firing, it, subconsciously. And if you have one of those meals or an evening with friends or family, it sticks in your brain and it doesn't ever leave. When people live in our homes or experience some of our architecture, and they say that was just one of the best nights of the year, it's because all five senses are firing. And I think that's the magic of a well built design space.